Yes. So if you have just tuned in, you are watching Who's Getting Sued This Week. I am your host, Natalie Pure Lewis. This is where we learn business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. How many of y'all watched wrestling as a child? How many of y'all watched wrestling when it was the WWF and not the WWE? If you watched wrestling when it was the WWF, give me an F in the comments, please. Okay? Yes. If you watched the WWF when it was the WWF and not before, thank you for the follow. But before it turned to WWE, give me F. Thank you, Brittany. Okay? So we all remember, what is it? Thank you, Dr. Obed Magni. We remember, Macho Man Randy Savage, Hulk Hogan, Rikishi, Bret Michaels. Who else do I remember? Ultimate Warrior, that man with the fringe, Andre the Giant, all them people, right? The Undertaker. Ooh, he was scary. Okay, so but of all the rest, Kane, yes. But we all were of anybody who we're gonna remember Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was one of those originals who I remember, right? Despite, in his later years, it was kind of iffy on that reputation. But hey, he was a fundamental character in my childhood. So as you know, Hulk Hogan passed away not too long ago. So of course, because he's a celebrity, somebody wants to do, a documentary. Everybody's doing documentaries. He's the R. I don't like him. Yeah. He's dead. You didn't know he died, girl? Yes, he died. Anyway, so because he's passed away, of course, they want to come out with a documentary. But this documentary, it's not necessarily going to show Hulk Hogan in a good light. It is centering on his SEX tape scandal, right? So his son has filed a lawsuit in court to prevent this documentary from coming out, right? He says that it's copyright infringement because they're using unauthorized footage. There's trademark misuse because, the Hulk Hogan name and the image, all of that is protected. Brittany said, I feel like I just saw him talking some R-word stuff on an interview. Yeah, that was an old interview, girl. That was old. Right? And then, there was an agreement in 2012 between Hulk Hogan and Bubba. Who is Bubba? Regarding this tape's use, right? Bubba is a radio host. Bubba is a radio host who, I guess he likes Hulk Hogan. He's the one who wants to do the documentary. The son says, Bubba, what's your problem? You have an agreement with my father not to talk about this. So now Bubba, the radio host who wants to do the documentary, he said, this lawsuit doesn't make any sense because he doesn't own the documentary rights. Meaning the son, right? So he is saying that the son, Nick, is exploiting his father's legacy for financial gain. He's saying, you're just trying to shake me down for money, on this, for this story. Because even if they don't use Hulk Hogan's personal videos, right? This story was everywhere. All this guy Bubba would have to do is scour the different sources that talked about this incident and make the documentary. So while the son may not want this to come out because it's not going to paint his father in a good light, you can't get away from the fact that this was a news story. Your father is a public figure, and people are allowed to, make their commentary about his life, as long as they have their ducks in a row. What? Okay. People text Brittany. You really, Brittany. You just gonna text me on my show like that? I'm just kidding. Thank you. Yes. So, while it may be hurtful, it may be embarrassing for Hulk Hogan's remaining relatives, and kids to see their father portrayed to the public in such a light. You can't prevent it because it's out there. It's fair use, right? So I say that to say this: if you don't want people making bad documentaries about you, live a good life. All right.